Welcome everyone. Welcome Vara.
Hello.
Chana. Welcome everyone joining us online. We have a lovely program. Vara's had some interesting ideas during the week, so it's going to be an interesting subject. Plus we've got a very deep and strong excerpt of Shri Mataji to play for everyone. I think I'm still playing some music, so excuse me for a moment. I'm back. So we thought we might talk about our subject. We're going to go into a bit deeper later on, but we'll touch on it now. What do you say, Vara?
Yeah, let's do it.
Interesting.
Thoughtless awareness, we're going to talk. So in Sahaja Yoga, we keep talking about thoughtless awareness. And quite often, because we speak that language, we really don't explain it.
Yeah, we have this assumed knowledge. We keep talking the talk, but
so when you break the words, it's thoughtless awareness, and you'd think awareness when you don't have thoughts. That's a fair definition, but I think we can expand it a bit more. So we have this idea of freedom, right? Like I come from India, and we have this very, very fresh idea of freedom. It's 75 years of independence. That's freedom. And then I remember this movie called Braveheart, where Mel Gibson has this cry. This cry goes, freedom, like that he goes.
Yeah, it's a classic, isn't it?
It's a classic, right? And then, so we understand the idea of freedom from tyranny, that we understand. But there is something that is much more real in the sense that very personal that we ignore. And that is, I would say, things like drugs and TV and fashion and cars come into that, devices. That's a sort of tyranny too. It's a strong word. You feel, tyranny is more like, a dictator standing on you and, putting your knife and yeah, that is visually rich tyranny, but that's more like it is important to have that freedom, but that's more like a newspaper-friendly kind of tyranny where you can sell it. Nothing wrong with it, but we ignore the thing that is much more important that affects our families, so to say. So that freedom from all these other things I said, drugs, TV, materialism, so to say. Where do we get that from? So that is, so if you imagine, we don't have to actually imagine. So over scriptures, thousands of years before, there has been this idea of the spirit. Some scriptures call it the soul, some call it the spirit, and it is pretty much in almost every established religion, there is this idea of God. So there is God's spirit and there is our spirit.
And even in Buddhism, it's the non-personified.
Non-personified, but it exists.
But it still is that idea of a higher being.
Correct.
Or feeling that's
it.
Running the show.
That's it. and then if you connect to the more very famous ones, love thy neighbor, right? Now so there is this higher spirit, which is the universal God. In Sanskrit, it's called Brahma. So Brahma is the universal God. And we are all part of that. So that is our spirit. It is indivisible. It's there. But then if you all recognize that spirit and stay in that state, it's very hard for these entrepreneurs to come and have a web on us. So if you think of a spider web, there is a middle, and then there is this web. So in the middle is the spirit, and then you have this first web, call that a TV. Next web, money. Next web, all your vices, greed, lust, and so on. The more you have those, the more you don't have your freedom, your inner freedom. Now, obviously, the closer you try to get to the spirit, the harder it is, because the anti-forces are also that strong, especially when you're spending a lot of time on TV and so on. I feel when I grew up, or when my parents grew up, it was probably easy to not be distracted because the distractions were less. So I feel it's harder for my child.
And that people were happier when they had the societal tyranny that we were all fighting against. You know, that you had to go to work, or that you had to be subservient to the higher class people.
Yeah.
And that was you struggled with that, and then you relaxed and you were happy because you fought with the tyranny.
That's it.
Whereas this is a more subtle tyranny.
Actually, that's a good point, Lynn, because at that time that was important. And then the materialism, because people didn't even have money to get these things.
Yeah.
Now that is gone, and we have again
there's the tyranny
became enslaved to these things.
The entrepreneur.
That's it.
And I liked your point you made earlier in the week that we were part of somebody's business plan.
Yeah, so that's right.
Such a clever point.
The question we have to ask is, am I part of someone else's business plan? In fact, we are. Like, you know, I had some experience with startups. So if you look at their business plan, we are part of the business plan. So I won't name this channel because it came from a secondary source. So there is this, you know, these corporates have this, gosh, I sound like an anti-capitalist. I'm not, I do enjoy you know, like, you know, we're talking here because of a camera. So which is invented by an inventor. So, but so this it is a, what is it called? TV, OTT platform. So they're having a big, you know, stadium kind of whatever they call it, open, you know, where the CEO comes and revs up the people.
Yeah.
And then the question was, you know, who is our competitor? And then somebody says, this competitor, that competitor. And nobody was giving the right answer. And you know what this guy said? He said, our competitor is the customer's sleep.
Whoa.
Because we are all busy. How do they make you sort of addicted or get used to their whatever TV show they're showing? The only thing that can cut through is your sleep. If they make you addicted, you can sleep. They don't care about your well-being and your messed up brain when you don't sleep.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens with pokies. The people who rate the algorithms, that this, you know, the change of certain color into some sound, it gives a dopamine hit. And then the person is addicted. So the odds are against this person who's becoming the addict.
And it's not just pokies, it's any sort of game.
Any sort of game. And games, video games.
All sort of apps and...
Right. So I'm digressing too much into that, but basically these are all the concentric circles under around the spirit. Now, obviously, we explained it. All the scriptures have explained it. Mentally, we know what we're doing is not the right thing for us. And we think, okay, I figured it out. Tomorrow I'm not going to watch TV or I'm not going to do something silly. But that doesn't last for a few days, right?
Yeah.
And reading these kind of books, the effect only lasts. You know how you go to a movie and then, you know, the actor is bashing the baddies. You know, you come out of a high, I'm going to do that. And then after a while, you just, everything pacifies and you're back into the same game. So the way then is, it is possible to get rid of these concentric circles around the spirit. But the only way to do is to not, I repeat, to not use your mind.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is the case, Lynn? Why not to use our mind?
Well, it's circles. You're just in the web, holding on to another strand of the web. You're just taking yourself around and about. So you want to cut through. And that's...
And you were talking earlier, just before, where you said about, I think, therefore I am.
Oh, yes. So
we're
rewriting Descartes' famous phrase, which is, I think, therefore I am. And now we're going to change it.
Change it, yeah.
I think, therefore I'm not.
Yes, that's it. It is.
Or I don't think, therefore I am.
Therefore I am. Makes sense. I mean, we're not saying that you should not think. Not in that sense. But the idea...
Not thinking needs to get a better rep.
That's it. So how do you say it's like that fellow said, I am great because I think, right?
Yeah.
It's actually, if we flip it, if we think we're so much in control, then let's try not to think. Which one is harder? To think is easy because that's the default. The brain is just...
Yeah, you get in a loop.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it is harder, and that's why we need a teacher. And a teacher who teaches you, a teacher who gives you permission to show to the others. I mean, like Jesus said, you know, when you don't be led by a blind, you'll end up in a ditch. So you also need the right teacher.
Yeah, so you need the teacher who empowers you not to think.
That is the definition of a proper teacher.
Yeah.
A teacher actively tries to give away control to the student so the student can go and fish for themselves, right? So Shri Mataji has done that. Shri Mataji has come up with this technique which empowers us. People like Lynn and I, we learned it and we teach it to others. And what has she taught? So what she has taught is there is this motherly energy called Kundalini inside us, whose only job is to cut through these layers, these concentric circles around the spirit. And then because you have to cut through, even for the all-pervading spirit to connect to your spirit, it has to cut through the layers. When that happens, there is absence of thought. And that is thoughtless awareness, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, yeah.
So thoughtless awareness, bare minimum of thoughtless awareness is the absence of thought. And when Kundalini gets there, that absence of thought occurs. So that is all nice hunky-dory theory. Why should you believe us? Why should you believe Shri Mataji? Because you actually understand when that breaking the circles are happening. So so by the way, we got our self-realization. We still have circles. Only thing is we figured out how to cut these circles in a very short time. So when these circles are troubling us and the Kundalini is cutting them, you feel a physical sensation on your fingertips. And I think when it's warm, it means that circles are being cut. And then when it cool, it means the thoughtless awareness has happened.
Thoughtless awareness is happening and that energy is flowing.
It's flowing.
So even the first time we get our enlightenment, self-realization, first time it just automatically, quickly happens, but it's a little bit. So then with the practice of it, it gets stronger and you get that cool feeling.
Right.
Because it's doing its job.
Should we experience that now? Would you like us to lead with it or shall I?
I think that's a good idea. We should do that.
Okay.
I've got some slides of what we're going to do, which might make it easy. I've got that slide that you made where there's just the Kundalini rising.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll put that on and that shows you what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And then I've probably got the slide of the hand movements as well.
You can put that then up. Shall I get started once you have that?
Yeah.
All right.
So bear with me. I'll try not to make grey. So we're on here.
Okay.
On the TV?
No. Not that one, this one. Yeah. See that one?
Yeah, so the thing on the bottom, which is the...
Oh. Yeah.
So as you see, can you repeat that one more time? Is it happening?
Oh, it's gone to the next one.
Okay, that's okay.
I can stop it actually and start again. Bear with me.
Okay, you can probably pull it back one second. So.
It's an advanced tech.
Okay, you stop and start. It's probably better.
Okay, bear with me. Keep chatting.
Yeah, so if you capture that, there is Kundalini on the bottom, which is in the triangular bone. So that is a motherly energy who rises through the subtle system and reaches to the top of the subtle system, which we call the Sahasrara chakra. So if you want to have a look at it again, Lynn is going to show that. Yeah, have a.
We're getting there.
You're getting there. That's all right.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at it again.
Yeah.
Is that happening?
That's all right. So the bottom is the Kundalini, and then it raises to the top. It cuts through the circles, and then you might have an experience of it. So if you can go to the next slide, Lynn. All right. So let's go through this process. Let's take our shoes off if you have shoes on. Now so on this TV screen, you see the hand positions. And I'll say which position we are at, and then you can put your hand there. So we'll start with number one. And while we do it, you can close your eyes. And then only if you don't know where the hand should be, you can open your eyes. So let's close our eyes. Both hands on the lap. Let's put our right hand on the heart. And we ask ourselves a very fundamental question. Am I the spirit? Am I the spirit? Mother, am I the spirit? Now let's place our right hand where our leg meets the tummy. And with sincerity and humility, and you request your mother, Mother, I want to have your knowledge. So she is a mother, and she does behave like one. So you don't need any unnecessary layers of diplomacy. You just ask her, Mother, I want to have your knowledge. Now we go to the third step, with our right hand on the left side of the stomach. Our mother doesn't trample over our freedom. She gives us complete freedom to be our own master. So here you affirm, Mother, I am my own master. Mother, I am my own master. Now the fourth step, we put our right hand on our heart. We say, Mother, I am the spirit. Mother, I am the spirit. Now let's put our right hand on the left side of the neck. Step number 5. Turn our head towards our right shoulder. Let's be kind to ourselves. And we can do that by not beating ourselves for our past mistakes. And for that, let's affirm, Mother, I'm not guilty. Mother, I'm not guilty. Mother, I'm not guilty. We do the sixth step. We put our right hand, the center of our palm on the forehead. Here we say, Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Please say this in your heart several times. It is very important that you say this with full sincerity and with no conditions. When I say no conditions, it means you should not have any exceptions. Completely and utterly, you say, Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. You place the right hand, center of the palm, on top of it, your head. Say, Mother, I want to experience my self-realization. Mother, I want to experience my self-realization. Mother, I want to experience my self-realization. While your attention is on top of your head, bring both your hands to the lap. Keep your eyes closed. Let's just experience that silence within us. Now, for a moment, while your eyes are closed, just observe how you are feeling on your palms. Is one palm heavier than the other? Or if you are feeling a cool breeze? Or if you are feeling the sensation of heat in the palm generally or in any particular finger? That's one thing to check. Second thing to check is how you're feeling above your head. Sometimes it's easier to check that by putting your hand a little bit above the top of your skull and gently move your hand up and down or in circles and see if you're feeling a cool breeze. Try and be objective. So don't, try not to, if you're feeling it, it's natural to think whether, the fan is on and so on. So if you have those kinds of questions, you can switch off the fan, AC, whatever. So remove all the variables and check for yourself whether you are feeling the cool breeze or not. You can bring one of that right hand if you're doing it down, and then you can try with your left hand. And bring both your hands onto the lap. And let's just stay in this quietened state for a few more minutes. The first sign of absence of thought is quietness within ourselves. So we'll have another meditation session. Until then, just ask yourself this question. In this whole time, was there a little period of time where I was not thinking about anything at all? If the answer to that is yes, congratulations, you experienced the state of thoughtless awareness. If the answer is no, that's okay. We'll have another meditation session. Slowly open our eyes and see what Lynn has in plan for us.
That was so good. I was feeling a little bit hot on the right side, so in contrast, it feels so good.
All right.
So, when you start when you're already reasonably balanced, it feels good, but you can't see the contrast as much. As if
you said you felt hot on the right side. Perhaps you can explain that in our second meditation session.
Yeah.
And you're going to explain some nomenclature in what Shri Mataji is going to
So this is, I mentioned that it was quite a strong talk.
Get the camera. Stop sharing so people can see us.
Oh, yeah. Good idea, good point. We'll, we're back. So we've got a short excerpt come forward, Shri Mataji. She's just told a story about when there was an incarnation who came many years ago on earth to save all of she calls it sadhakas, which is another word for people seeking their enlightenment and seeking their spirit that we talked about. So
sadhana in Sanskrit means practice.
Oh.
So sadhaka is the one who practices.
Oh,
and in this
literally.
in this sense, it is the one who is practicing to seek.
Right.
That's that.
Okay.
In case you're a linguist and you're wondering. I just thought of it.
And so she's been talking about when all of the sadhakas, the practitioners were saved by the incarnation, the divine incarnation, who is a woman who has many weapons and rides on a tiger and kills all the evil people. Those were simple days when there was very much right and wrong, and you had to be afraid of those demonic people who would slice you.
In some ways, they were easy days,
It
perhaps.
was easy because
You can see them.
you were either black or you were white.
Right.
Same with Westerns. You either had a black hat or a white hat.
That's it. At the moment, it's hard because
now they're all
the
grey.
poison also looks like milk.
Yeah, and because of the business plan,
Business
everything
plan,
looks great.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's a good line, isn't it? Whenever you feel you're liking too much on TV or something else, some addictions, like, am I part of somebody's business plan? It's a good check, I think, every month.
Just a good check. So that was a nice experience, having that meditation. And you know what? We said different things, but we could have just sat down here and felt the vibrations of all of you who've been meditating for some time, all of us together, that collective, that word that we tend to brandish around, which means a group of us who practice.
I almost feel guilty when we talk a lot and instead of meditation. But I feel that there is no narrative. Nobody talks about these things generally in the society. So we have to set up the scene.
True.
Like we have to explain why
we're setting up the conversation for us all to have with our general society.
Right. Just to put that disclaimer in red letters, we are not important.
No.
It's your meditation that is important.
Exactly. And the fact that we had such a good meditation with you means you are all very important.
That's it.
And
for your sake, there's another line of thinking. You are not on anyone's priority list. Yeah, we're not.
Steve.
We're not on anyone's priority list. People don't put,
True.
hey, Vara is on my priority list. So in the end, the responsibility is yours to look after yourself, basically.
Yeah.
And you're already doing that if you're coming here.
And we've touched the ocean, but it's important to swim a lot now.
That's it.
So we'll talk about that a bit more afterwards. Let's get back to the video excerpt.
Yeah.
And don't worry if there's those words like sadhaka and a few others that are perplexing. All will be explained. And as well, you who are on Zoom, you'll ask us some questions after if it is, needs some explanation. One sec. Open the video that we want. Sharing. Getting there.
The green thing.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you have seen how Durga used to protect all the seekers, sadhakas, and how she killed the people who have been troubling, torturing, killing the seekers of truth. Her whole advent was to protect them from all these evil forces. In those days, that was the most important work. So that's how the sadhakas came up to these modern times. And now they are seekers of truth, or they have found the truth. All these different passage has taught the sadhakas what is the use of their life. They were frantically first trying to find the truth, frantically. And they went into different difficult places. They thought by going into some lonely places they'll be able to settle their mind in peace and they'll be able to find the truth. Also, they sacrificed many things, their wealth, which was bothering them, their families, they thought, was standing in the way of their research. All this went on, and there are still some people who believe that by becoming an ascetic, one can find this truth. Buddha did the same, Mahavira did the same. Their life was nothing but a great tapasya. Their tapasyas are helping us today in such a way that we now have got such a blessing that our personalities as they are can receive self-realization for which people struggled and struggled in such a way that if you read that, how they were suffering, you might be really amazed how they went through all this suffering and all this tapasya just with the goal to get their self-realization. It is an ordeal even to read about them and to know about them. And while they were seeking also, there were so many people who tried to trouble them, who tried to torture them, who tried to kill. And the people surrounding them didn't know what they were doing. They used to ridicule them, laugh at them, make fun of them. With all this, what we learned that we have got our self-realization very easily, without any torture, without any ordeal, without any sufferings, fasting, nothing. It's not true. Because you are the same people who have done all this before. And that's why you are here. It's your matter of right to have your self-realization. It's no way is to say that without anything we got it. Because it is life after life you have been seekers. Whatever path you followed, whatever religion you followed, whatever faiths you followed, it was a torture for you. And this torture is today now fruitful, that today you are self-realized people. But in any way, we see that human beings, if they get something rather easily, they don't understand the value of how they got it. Now, to get this easily, actually you must know is not just because you were nothing. You were something great. You were great saints, went into Himalayas. You did all kinds of ordeals and fasting, and where so many of you were killed and butchered in the name of God. So, today, whatever you have got, whatever realization you have got, is not just something you should think that it's only Mother's grace that we have got. It's your own great personality which has achieved it. Otherwise, it would have been impossible for me to give you realization. Whatever the work the deities have done, they have brought you to this level of human existence, protecting you. But now, naturally, just this is the last step which you have crossed, and you have achieved this self-realization, and so many of you have achieved great heights. This power within us, the Kundalini, which has connected you to this all-pervading power, has been struggling, has been guiding you, has been all the time looking after you, protecting you, so that you should achieve your goal in this Kali Yuga. It was said that only during Kali Yuga this will happen, and those people who are seeking God in the mountains and in the valleys will find it. But there will be normal people, people who will have household and living like normal people in the society. There won't be some sort of sadhus or saints, but people who are married, who have children, all such people who are leading a very normal life will receive their realization. It's already said, it's already predicted by Bhrigu Muni. So it's all being already set, I think, all being planned. But in this, a credit goes, of course, to you people that you have recognized what is the truth. As you know, there are so many false people going about. They are doing all kinds of tricks, they are trying all kinds of methods to entice people. Despite that, you have recognized. This recognition is something very remarkable, and I am myself surprised how, like lost children finding their mother, come back to her in the same way all of you are here. But in this, we should not think that we have got it easily or we have got it without any difficulties, because this can create a little problem that we will not go further with the same speed, with the same dedication as we have been doing before. So whatever you think is easy was not easy at all. It is sahaja, it is what can say spontaneous, but now it is for you to time. It's really to understand that this time is so important. We have to save the whole world, that you have to project yourself, as I said last time, and to find out ways and methods how you can do these things.
Camera. Okay. One second. We have some slight technical issue. So,
Just trying to get our camera to come on. Should be there. Here we are. We're back. I hope we're there. So we seem to have gone a blank on the camera, but let's just stay in meditation for a moment. And I'll put a bit of music on while we attend to our camera problem. Oh.
try now. There we go. No, that's okay. That's it. Yeah, that's right. You took the Logitech. Yeah.
There, you might want to turn it down a bit. Hi, we've got a different view of us, but let's just contemplate the video excerpt we've just been watching. And let's just close our eyes.
You're going to explain the right side and left side, right?
Yeah, let me see if I can put up that slide and we can talk about the different channels that we use in our life. So we're either...
Or we can
look at that one. When we're thinking, we're either thinking of something in the future, so that's our right side, or we're thinking of something in the past, and that's our left side. So by sides, there are these channels. It is actually our very center is where our Kundalini energy rises through our present moment. And then as we go out, the first outer circle is the left side or the past and our emotions. And then the next outer circle, represented by the right side, is the future and our action and our thinking. So we call them on the right and the left side. They are actually circles from our very center going out. If you see on this chart now that Surendra's got up for you, so we see on the right side there's the long channel. We've got the left one there. They culminate in ego and superego. Is superego a familiar notion?
Probably not.
Yeah. So we call that balloon of our emotional left past side, our superego. And of course, ego, we're all familiar with ego because I guess we go there a lot.
In superego, we can probably say as the negative effect that stays with us based on our past experiences. You could say that?
The things that can continue to come back at us again and again, the regrets.
That's it.
And you know, what someone's done to us, whatever. And so then the really
things like when you're a kid and a magpie swooped on you.
Or when you're a big kid and the magpie swooped on you.
So, but what I was trying to say is when you're a kid and a magpie swooped on you once, you're scarred for the rest of your life. Like you really, that sort of thing is a superego thing, I think.
Yes, definitely. Something
or
past. And even you don't even remember that you got swooped by the magpie or whomsoever swooped you.
Still.
But you have that reaction. Even you hear the sound and you go, oh, and you don't remember what happened, but it's that.
Actually, the other thing I know is people who are not good at math when they were kids, for the rest of their lives, they hate it.
Oh.
It's that fear that kicks in.
So don't let your kids hide in the cupboard for their maths lessons.
That's it. So that sort of thing, which is, something minor just takes over. Takes over you.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. That's super, I think.
Yes. And the converse, of course, is where you're planning the future. There's a lot of things to achieve. It can be in the short term or the long term, but we spend a lot of time there.
I was thinking I should extend the analogy of the math problem. So there will be people who, who couldn't solve the problem, got told off when they were a kid, math problem.
Yeah.
After that, they can't forget that one problem. And there'll be some.
Any problem, I'm going to solve it.
There are some who can do 1 + 1 = 2, and they're supremely confident about their math skills. That's ego. They can do 1 + 1 = 2, and you ask them, "You good at math?" "Yeah, good."
Absolutely.
That's your ego.
1 and 1 for me. It's just.
Yeah, that's it. And there'll be somebody who solves 6th order equation, and they failed in solving the 7th order, and they'll be like, "No, I can't do math.
I'm useless."
So that's how superego can give some negative message into your brain and not let you reach your full potential. I couldn't have think of any other analogies, but yeah. So you're saying we can balance that out?
Yeah. Should we do a balancing?
I think so, yeah.
We'll just try and bring ourselves more into the center for our second meditation. So basically, once you've got your self-realization, once you've awakened that energy, the elements which we're made of and which the whole environment exists of,
Yep.
work for us. There's a whole lot of things work for us. So the earth will suck away any of those left side issues simply by asking, and the air, you can funnel out all that overactivity of the future and the action into the air. So let's use the elements, and we've got the candle there as well for burning away all of those scary magpies from the past.
Yes, scary magpies from the past go away. Yeah, that's it.
So, I mean, you may have done this quite a lot, but it's awfully good doing it together. And if it's your first time, then play along with us. So let's just take our attention inside. We can concentrate on our breathing, our own breathing. So I do understand you may need to look at what I'm saying. That's fair enough. You may open your eyes if the need arises, but if you've done it before and you know where we're going, just keep your eyes closed. So we're not trying to control our breath, but we're just noticing our breath. So we're going inside. So let's drop that right hand down towards the earth or on the floor if you're seated pretty low. And we're just asking in our heart for the Mother Earth, Mother Nature, to suck out any negativity from the past, any conditioning, to please clear my left side in general. So if you wanted to focus somewhere, it'll be back on the top of your head where we experienced our realization at the beginning. You can even anytime just touch the top of your head to keep your attention there. So your attention is a major player in this exercise or in any exercise. So that right hand back towards the earth. And just let your own motherly energy suck out anything from the left side into the earth. So we're focusing on our heart, on our breath, and on the top of our head. So let's bring that right hand back up, open on our lap, and just bending the left arm, the elbow, with the palm of your left hand facing behind you. And simply can say, Mother, please clear my right side. All the heat and overactivity of thinking and planning. So you may literally be able to feel that right hand cooling down, and as that heat flows out of the left hand into the air, you can just feel it leaving. And we can bring that second hand open on our lap. Two hands are now in your lap. Let's just take our right hand onto our forehead again, just resting the forehead in the palm of your hand. And let's just forgive. I forgive. Just saying to yourself, I forgive. No need to think of anything, just in general, I forgive. I forgive everyone, I forgive everything, and I forgive myself. Let everything go. And then again onto the top of our head, the center of the palm, press down on the center of the top of your head. And just give it a little massage, circular motions, moving the scalp. We're asking Mother, please let me feel the silence of my spirit. And again, bringing both hands down. Just keep your focus where your hand was. A little music on, but just keeping your attention up there on top of your head. It'd be nice to go on, but we'll slowly open our eyes. And where to from here, you might wonder. So we talked about our left side and our right side, and how our present moment is where our meditation and our thoughtless awareness is. So therefore, coming into the center, out of the right and out of the left, will give us more meditation. So that requires bringing ourselves into the center. So the elements all help us to do that. And there's even water and earth we can use in a bucket of water. That's where I'm leading. So we might try that next week, which means having a bucket of ankle-deep lukewarm water, tolerable for you to put your feet into, with a bit of salt. I do have a slide for that to show you someone having a foot soak, which we might have next week. I was forgetting one to show you.
Good, I'm going to just show this.
Yes, excellent. This is a bucket, which we will have next week, Hachana.
And this is about the size of your feet.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be bigger. That's all right.
And you can get them, we figured out that you can get them from the camping stores. Because the buckets in Woolies and Coles are a little bit the wrong shape currently.
Okay.
I don't know, there's a trend not to have that sort of bucket in Woolies and Coles now. I'm pretty sure we got them from Woolies and Coles originally, but the camping stores have. Did you get one? Was it in the camping store?
I don't know from where my husband.
Oh, he got it. Well done.
Okay.
Send the husband out. Or if you're the husband, it's your job. No.
So, yeah.
So that's now, so that's a twofold thing. So we've started our realization, or you might have done it some time back, and you already know this, but that's all right. It never hurts to be reminded. We want to make ourselves be in the center more, so we have a stronger meditation, and also we want to meditate. So daily meditation, evening if you foot soak, morning if you meditate. Meditate again at night after your foot soak is also optimal. But how do you meditate? It's very, very easy. If you are on the WhatsApp group, if you want to be on the WhatsApp group, you can. And we post daily meditations, which is just listening to an excerpt like we did just now, and just go into meditation. But the ingredient is raising your kundalini and protecting yourself. So let's do that to finish off our meditate today. Plus, this is what you do daily, is raise up your kundalini. So we're using this left and right hand, the left one of desire and the right one of action. So your right one's winding around. So it comes up under and over. And we're going up to that lovely place of thoughtless awareness and tying a knot, because we really want to be there. Second time, because we've got the second channel, 2 knots. And the third time. So your attention's on that hand of desire going up. And up here now we'll tie 3 knots for the 3 channels. And then I've heard it described as you're putting on your armor, which I think is a very nice description. So we're putting these vibrations over our aura. So we're starting with the right hand from the left side, which looks opposite to you on the screen, but over and back is once. And kind of just enjoy the feeling of it. So it's an enjoyment as opposed to a process. So we've got chakras, which we'll talk a little bit more later. So one time over and back for each chakra. I may have done 7, I may have done more. I don't know. It's the intention that counts, that's all. And then the vibrations after you do that feel lovely. And that's your meditation. Sit for 5-10 minutes. So we say 5-10 minutes, and I think we might have said that a few weeks ago as well, that you may feel like sitting for longer. You may feel like, no, I can't get there, I'm out of here. That, so be it. You just want to get there. It might be after a long time, might be after a short time, but we're trying. It's the intention.
It is, yeah. I think I might have been a bit rude last time. I said, when you're growing up, you put nappies on.
Oh, yeah.
Change the pants, stuff like that. So, 5 or 10 minutes should not be the thing. It's basically fit for purpose. Some days quick, sometimes it takes longer.
So if you're joining us for the first time today, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I apologise right now.
5-10 minutes is fine when you're starting.
Yeah.
But as you grow into it, then you figure out yourself how much you need.
You do, because you're the boss of you.
So what we're trying to say is 5 or 10 minutes is not a hard limit. Go longer if you want.
Yeah. But, you may have a big to-do list for the day and you've got to get out of there.
Yeah.
So be it. But in general.
All right, we got places to go after this, Lynn.
Things to do, places to go. But feel free, if you're on Zoom, ask any questions, just say hi, whatever. I'm going to, while we do the Zoom chitty-chatty, I'm putting on, it's from quite a number of years ago, in Cabela, some musicians who are very young, and we want to know who they are because we found this.
So Lynn just said Kabela. We assume the whole world knows what Kabela is. You want to tell about Kabela?
Cabela, just a quick catch-up. Cabela is a property in the hills in Italy where we can all go and have a big meditate together. That is very simplistic, but that's how it is right now.
That's how it is, yes.
And more details to come.
See you all, if you don't want to chat with us.
And thank you very much for joining, and we look forward to the next time. And I'll put on that music now.
See you next week. You want to take us off the camera first, Lynn?
Ah, yes. Farewell.
eh? Wow, 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 wow.